Communication Error.
Welcome to episode 97 of Communication Error, a gaming debate podcast where we may not always agree, but if we listen to what one another has to say, maybe we'll be able to fix our communication error. I'm one of your hosts, Cheesy, and the guy who has already pre-ordered like 7 Switch 2s, the scalper himself, John Ebo. How are you doing?
I have two. I have two right now.
You made it sound like you have a lot more than 2.
Well, I thought I was going to have to, so yeah, that's a good thing to start. Last week we talked about, or last couple weeks we've been talking about how Nintendo has been fumbling the Switch 2, and literally everybody and their mother wanted to pre-order this thing day of. So who knows?
It was
maybe it won't
chaos.
Flop. Maybe it won't
I told you, man. I told you that this was going to work out.
Well, we don't know though, because it could be.
What do you mean you don't know?
It could be the initial shipment sells through like every new console does, and then nobody else buys it. We don't know if it's going to be successful yet. We don't know. Like the Wii U sold out on the initial shipment. So that should
Did it really?
Yeah. So that should tell you. I mean, I don't think it's going to flop, but I don't think it's going to be like the Nintendo Switch. But who knows? Because we've been waiting 8 years for this to come out, and maybe that was a smart thing. Maybe it was Nintendo's plan all along. They just make you suffer with an extremely underpowered console for 8 years, and then they'll be desperate for anything. And that's exactly what they did.
I think, it was just crazy. That was the first time that I've ever pre-ordered a console online before, because normally I just go to the store itself and I wait in line, and then I know that I have a pre-order. Like it makes me feel better. And I don't have to worry about like the pre-order getting canceled or just not even snagging one. And so that was like a nightmare situation for me, because I think it was like an hour and 30 minutes long trying to get a pre-order from all of these different sites. And then like the next day I was like, I think I'm exhausted from trying to get a pre-order.
I mean, it was late.
And then I realized, no, it wasn't that. It's just now I'm getting sick. So,
yeah. So my plan was going to be to pre-order something at night somewhere, anywhere. I didn't care where, just to have that knowledge that I had something pre-ordered. I had one in my cart at Target, but it just wasn't letting me check out, so I didn't get one at Target. And then I was waiting in line at Walmart for probably an hour, and then so we did the Nintendo Powercast, and I was just hanging out with Crawler, and we were trying to get the pre-order like after we were done recording, and we were both sitting in line in Walmart, and he's like, "Hey, just refresh your Walmart page," and then I refreshed it. It was right there. And I'm like,
oh, really?
Yeah, that worked for some reason. So I got a bundle at Walmart, which, is supposedly guaranteed by 9 a.m. on release day. But then I was still in line at Best Buy, so I'm like, I'm just gonna wait in line here at Best Buy. Yeah. And eventually I got through. That was like another 45 minutes or an hour, because Best Buy didn't go live right at midnight. That was like
I think we should talk about each and every one of them, because Best Buy was like, I think, the go-to for a lot of people. It did not start on time.
Yeah, it started it was like 12. It was like a half hour later. Yeah, it was like a half hour.
Half hour. Yeah.
Yeah. So Target and Walmart like immediately put their links up. Target. It seemed like a lot of people got through Target. I think you got through Target, but didn't they cancel your order?
No. So I was on a call with a couple of my other friends. Like, we just joined a call and we were all just chatting what's working, what's not. And one of my friends had a Target pre-order, and he was like in the checkout, and it said that he, like, right when he was about to put in his payment information, they took it out of his cart.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time when it sells out. Like,
that's crazy.
That happens all the time with Pokemon cards. Like, you put it in your cart, you click checkout, and it's like, oh, your cart's empty. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. So again, this was all new for me, and I was like, how is this okay?
Target was my least wanted spot to get it, because you couldn't do pickup in store, and the delivery date was between like June 6th and 11th. The Nintendo Switch 2 comes out on June 5th. Like I don't want to get it on the 6th or like anywhere in between 6th and 11th. I'm impatient. I don't want to wait that long. So
Yeah.
that was the least one I wanted. And then Walmart is supposedly guaranteeing by 9 a.m. on release day. So I have that. And then Best Buy, I did pick up in store, and I think you could get it at midnight. You can pick
Yeah,
it up
for
at
me, it
midnight.
was Walmart for the win.
That's where I got the original Switch. I got Walmart. But then, so Target, Walmart, and Best Buy all went live on Thursday night at midnight, or midnight Eastern Standard Time. Then GameStop was going live the following day
Right.
at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, online and in store. So their website crashed. I don't know anybody that pre-ordered it through the GameStop website, because I know it crashed. The app was like, my number one place was gonna be GameStop, because I had this trading credit just sitting on my account. So I'm like, I want to use this at GameStop, so I want to get it at GameStop. So, but I had the other two pre-orders on. I'm not gonna wait in line because I already have pre-orders. I don't need to wait in line. So I just tried the website. It didn't work. Crashed. And then I went to the GameStop that I would have pre-ordered it from. They had 45, I think. And there was more than 45 people there, so.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just to sum it all up, it's crazy how much people talked about the Switch 2 and it costing so much. And then here we are, where every single website is having issues, and you had to just check and see if everyone got a pre-order or not. Like one of my friends didn't even get a pre-order, but my other friend was like still in line, I think, for Best Buy. And then once they got through, they were able to get a pre-order. So then they just like put in my other friend's like
Info.
address and stuff. Yeah. And so they'll get it that way. But pretty crazy, man.
I'm currently keeping both of them. I'm worried that one will get canceled, so I'm just keeping them both for now.
Yeah, I only have
debating
one.
on what I want to do, because
I'm a little nervous about that.
I'm debating on what I want to do with if I get both of them. Like, I might do a giveaway. So look out for a giveaway.
That'll be nice.
I might just return it, or I might scalp it. It's one system. I don't really care.
Yeah, or you'll just throw it in the trash. And
I might just throw it in the trash, make my money back anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anyway, I got to Switch 2. You got to Switch 2. I think a lot of people. Another thing about this, I know everybody, like pretty much everybody that wanted one was able to get one. I don't know many people that didn't get one. I'm sure there's people out there, but I like all of our like content creator friends and online friends. Like, I think everybody was able to get what they wanted.
Yeah. Did you pre-order anything else?
No, I just got the bundle right now.
Okay.
I'll get the Pro controller and the camera, I guess. I'm assuming it's going to be pretty easy to get at least the camera at launch.
Sure.
Maybe the Pro controller might sell out, but that's fine. I can wait. I can wait on that. Like, I just needed the system. I just wanted the system, but I don't really care about anything else. Yeah,
I have the Switch 2, the Pro controller, and then I pre-ordered Mario Kart because I'm getting the physical version of it. But that was canceled. But I figure like that's gonna be easier to get. That
should be easy to find.
Yeah, getting a console.
I don't know about day one. I wonder about day one. Probably. I would honestly. Where do you Walmart?
Yeah, that's where the Switch is.
Probably just go there like early, or like whenever you can to get. Or no, it's getting.
I have a Best Buy that's like, it's being delivered, but I have a Best Buy that is really close to my work, and that was like my go-to is just to have it at that Best Buy for everything. So I don't know. I mean, now I just gotta find the game somewhere.
Stay tuned. In about 5 weeks, we'll know.
Yeah, true. Oh, 5 weeks. That's kind of crazy when you think about it.
It's coming up quick.
Yeah.
Coming up quick. All right. That was not. Oh yeah. Let us know in the Discord or comments if you were able to get a Switch 2 and if you got what you wanted to get, where you got it. Hopefully everybody did. I think it was not as bad. Like it was kind of hectic, but I don't think it was as bad as everybody's making it out to be. Like if you know how to, if you were prepared, you should have been able to get it. Anyway, all right. So on that note, let's do some server maintenance. Leave some 5-star reviews. I'm actually really shocked we didn't get reviews last week. That was a fun episode, though. Speaking of Switch 2 and in Mario Kart, I challenged the Drip and G podcast to a Mario Kart World. I said tour. I always mix it up. But Mario Kart World tournament when it comes out. So make sure you get ready, train up. We are, I think the it's not a hot ship bet, but it is the loser has to go on the winner's podcast and just praise them, tell them that they're the best ever.
Oh wow.
And then the losing community has to leave like amazing reviews on the winning podcast channel. So that should be fun. Hopefully it's easy. Hopefully Mario Kart World Online isn't complete trash. We don't know. But yeah, leave 5-star reviews. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. That's about it.
I feel like because you brought it up, the online I think is probably going to be similar to what you get with like Mario Party Superstars.
I'm worried because I don't think the tournaments are in there. Like when they showed the online modes, it didn't have tournaments. So I don't know. I don't know how easy it is going to be to set up a tournament. That was one of my favorite features of Mario Kart 8 because you could just set up a tournament and then anybody could join. Like you didn't have to have their friend codes. You didn't have to have anything. I hope we don't have to be friends with the people. I hope they have room codes for like they did at the end of Mario Kart 8.
Yeah. And I mean, they had that for like Splatoon. So I feel like we would be headed in that direction. But also,
I don't know. They took away some battle modes. So who knows what they did.
Maybe they took them away.
Because I mean, it would have been nice to know and, a dedicated direct that they had also a ton of time to actually describe every feature that they had in the game.
Wouldn't it nice to be surprised though on some things? Because I'm thinking back to like Tears of...
Not that. Oh yeah, big surprise is you could use room codes. That's so dumb.
No, yeah, you're right. I was just thinking of like Tears of the Kingdom.
What Drip was saying last week. Yeah, no, I get that, leaving some of that stuff to the imagination, but just like online features on how to play with your friends, like that would have been nice to know. Like, what does the party system look like? They just keep showing that chat thing. Like, we don't know what the actual lobbies look like. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll find out in a month or 5 weeks. We're almost there.
Well, Johnny, what are we talking about tonight?
Didn't you hear? Turn-based games are back. I feel like we could do this every year. Every year this comes up. But we're talking about turn-based games versus active like combat games and like why you should care about turn-based games. But this comes up every year. I feel like every year this comes up. Last year, Metaphor, it came up because Metaphor is a turn-based game. The year before that, Baldur's Gate 3. You have Persona out there. You have like all these turn-based games, but everybody's like, nobody cares about turn-based games. This game is the one that's changing that.
Mm-hmm.
And the game that just came out is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I think that's what.
Okay, so yeah, I knew that was the game that we were going to be talking about, but I know like 0 to nothing about it other than just seeing it for the first time like 2 days ago, and then I think it was Joey Ferris. Oh,
Ferris,
God, what's his name?
Ferris Wheel Pro.
Yeah, Ferris Wheel Pro. Sharing a screenshot that Charlie Cox.
Yeah, he's the voice actor of the main character.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I don't know anything about this game. What is it?
So I remember seeing this pop up in some of the like the PlayStation Directs or maybe even an Xbox Direct. So the concept is I actually enjoy the story. Like it's a fascinating story. So the concept is there's a character named the Paintress, and 100. This started 100 years ago, or at year 100. She paints a year every year. So like it started at 100. Now it's down to 33. That's where the Expedition 33 comes from.
Okay.
So every year she paints a new number. So it was 34 at the start of the game, and then she paints 33. And what happens when she paints the new number is everybody that is the age of the old number dies. So everybody that is 34 dies when 33
Okay.
gets painted. And then, it continues. So next year, everybody that's 33, when she paints 32, they'll die. And then
Okay.
the expedition part is there's an expedition that goes out every year to try and stop the paintress because, you're gonna eventually get to zero,
Right.
and then the world's just over. But in theory, you don't have 33 years to figure this out, right? Because you only have, like, babies can't survive, and even people having kids,
Yeah.
it would have to be like at least 15 to have a child. So you only really have like 15 more years for them to like stop this from happening. So you play as the Expedition 33. You're trying to stop the paintress, or just trying to find out like what you can do. And it's the opening is very chilling. It's a very emotional opening. It's very good. Like it's the aesthetic is like gothic. So it's like based off an alternative France,
Okay.
but the world's kind of coming apart, and it's very like a gothic setting, very dark. And
For someone that doesn't like story in video games, it sounds
no,
like this
this
one is kind
story
of
is
hitting for you.
fascinating to me. This is a fascinating story. The opening, the prologue, is so good. Like it's a very good prologue. It wrote me in, and now I'm about like 5-6 hours in, and it's fantastic. The graphics are beautiful. The music is amazing. Like I know I've said I don't care about music in games, but the music in this game is amazing. The battle mechanic is turn based, but it has active parts to it. So there's like a parry and a dodge system.
Hmm.
And it kind of reminds me, this is weird. I don't know if it makes sense, but it kind of reminds me of Souls games, like Dark Souls games. Just the
Yeah.
aesthetic. It's not as difficult. It's not like that kind of difficulty, but the aesthetic and just like the type of story that it's telling reminds me of
Well,
Souls.
that makes sense because when I first saw it and like it was being shared around on the timeline, I was like, is this another like Elder Scrolls DLC that I didn't know was coming out? Or like, what is this?
It's a brand new IP. It's from an
Yeah.
indie developer. It's made by 30 developers. It's made by former Ubisoft developers.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fantastic. If you guys have Game Pass, it's on Game Pass. It's also, on PlayStation and Steam. And I'm hoping it comes to Nintendo Switch too.
So the gameplay of it obviously is turn based.
It's turn based, but then it has like active pieces. So when you think of a turn-based game, you think of like Final Fantasy. Like a lot of people are comparing it to Final Fantasy,
Sure.
and then there's been no games between Final Fantasy 7 and Clair Obscur Expedition 33 that were turn-based. Apparently, that's the whole argument that they're like, oh, turn-based games. We need more. Turn-based games are back because of this game. But it's like we've had turn-based games. I mean, heck, the highest selling
Oh,
game.
I'm sorry. We're going back
Yeah,
to
we're going
not
back
cussing.
to family friendly.
Oh, well, heck. Okay.
Well,
All
heck,
right.
well, I'm talking about a baby game right now. Pokemon is the highest selling, like one of the highest selling franchises, and it's
Sure.
turn based.
Yeah.
So turn based has been around for a long time. I think that the big what is causing people to think about this game as something new, or like why they would like turn based, is because it's not anime. Is that the correct way to say it? Like, what do you think? Like Persona, that's anime. Metaphor, anime. Even Final Fantasy is like anime.
Yeah.
But this is more like a Western developed game.
Okay.
So I think people just see it as an actual game where they're giving it more of a chance than a lot of these other RPGs or JRPGs. Because
Mm,
it's not a JRPG, it's a Western RPG.
yeah. Yeah. I guess that's interesting. I didn't think about that, is how much people would be giving it a chance just based on the art style itself.
Yeah, I mean the game's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's one of the best looking games I've seen in a long time. The the combat, so that's what we're talking about for turn based versus active. Do you play turn based games?
So yeah, I mean, I've played like Pokemon, played uh Live Alive. I mean, I'm sure there's other, like, yeah, Paper Mario or Mario and Luigi. I mean, I think those
Oh yeah,
are
Mario and
also
Luigi is turn based.
yeah, yeah. Um, Off the top of my head, I'm just letting the listeners know I'm not feeling well. I am pretty sick. So if you hear me like coming in and out, I'm like muting my mic. But also, my brain is a little dead right now. So yeah, I do play turn-based games. I wouldn't say like I'm a big fan, but I do play them.
I like to play JRPGs. I don't get very far into them. Like I probably play for 10 hours or so, and then I
Is that because of the narrative?
not really the narrative. It just kind of it gets repetitive after a while.
Yeah,
And that's
I
what I
get
think
that.
a lot of people are they get turned off of turn-based combat because it is kind of repetitive, right? You go into a battle and then you choose your moves and you watch them happen. And that's pretty much it. Uh,
I feel that way with Pokemon. Like I love the idea of Pokemon, and then I like buying the game day one and playing it, and uh, just being in that conversation with everyone else. But it does get to a point where it's like, I don't want to battle again. Like, I just want to keep going. And so that was kind of nice about Scarlet and Violet, because they kind of let you choose, but also at the same time it's like you need to battle because that's the best way to level up your Pokemon.
yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the battling itself in Pokemon. I definitely like more of the collecting aspect, and I like beating the game because then I like doing the stuff that's post game. Like
Yeah.
I tend to do a lot of like I did a lot of shiny hunting in Scarlet and Violet. That's more fun to me than just battling. Like I don't do competitive battling or anything like that because I just don't. Uh, I mean I don't mind the turn based battling, and I like the dopamine seeing my characters level up and evolve. But
Hmm.
Pokemon is more, and it's also probably because of nostalgia. But Pokemon's more like got to catch them all as opposed to
Yeah.
got to fight them all. Uh, I'm hoping like with Clair Obscura, like I said, I played like 5-6 hours. I'm hoping I stick with it. I think I'm I'm in it now. Like I think it's a very good game. I just hope I don't get bored with it. Um,
Mm.
there's a lot of it's not like you're not encountering enemies like every 5 steps or anything. I feel like
Hmm.
games like Persona, you go into like a dungeon and then you're in there for like hours.
Okay.
And for Clair Obscure, it hasn't, or Expedition 33, it hasn't done that yet. It might do it, I don't know, but I haven't found that yet. So I'm hoping it it keeps its hooks in me. But the it's not just like you press the attack you want to do and then you're
Yeah.
done. There's like quick time attacks that or quick time buttons that pop up
Yeah.
to do a more powerful attack, and then when the enemies attack you could parry or dodge, and that parrying is so satisfying. Like I'm terrible at it, like the timing it's hard to get down, but when you land, like say the enemy attacks 3 times in a row, if you
Yeah.
land a parry 3 times you hit them with a counter, and it's very satisfying.
That's cool. I feel like I remember you talking about Liza P. And when you were
Yes.
playing that game, and you were also struggling with parrying.
Parry, yeah, I'm
That-
terrible at parrying, but it's like so satisfying. Liza P, that's what it reminded me of. Like, well, the aesthetic reminds me of Liza P, because that's
Mhm.
another gothic aesthetic. But yeah,
Is that getting a sequel?
it's getting DLC,
Oh, DLC. Okay.
and I'm assuming it'll get a sequel. But yeah, that whole game is parrying. Like you have to parry, or you're not going to be able to beat it. This one, like you don't have to parry. You can dodge, or just like kind of take the hits, but you're gonna lose the battles if you do that. Um, but yeah, I think that's why it's satisfying. And I've also been playing this other game. It's called First Berserker Kazan. It's another Souls-like game,
Okay.
which you have to parry. So like I think all these games are starting to have parry mechanics. So if you don't like parrying, I don't know if you're gonna like this game.
I think there's also DLC for Another Crab's Treasure,
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I
which
saw
just came out.
an update or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I didn't go back to that game because it ran so poorly on the Switch that I was just like, not. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, on the
play
Switch
this.
it's not good, but it is a good game.
Yes,
It's a fun game.
I'm a huge Souls like fan. Souls, Dark Souls, like anything that's Souls like or just Souls like Elden Ring. I love it.
Yeah. And what's the new Nintendo exclusive Souls
It's
game that's
called
coming out?
Dusk Bloods,
Dusk Bloods.
and I don't know what that's gonna be like. It's supposed to be a PvP game,
Oh, okay.
or it's PvPvE. So I don't know what that's gonna be like. Um, but yeah, I mean that's more action combat.
Yeah. So with this game, I mean, is it a game that you see maybe even being nominated for like best independent game?
Oh, it's gonna be
Or
Game of the Year.
best,
It'll be
you think
nominated
it's
for
gonna
Game of the Year.
be
It will definitely be nominated for Game
okay,
of the Year.
yeah, it will be nominated.
It's
I can
it's
see
the
that.
highest rated game right now of the year. Um,
Okay.
and yeah, I think it. I don't know. Because that Split Fiction came out. I think that's getting really good reviews.
Yeah, there's already a movie in place. Like Sydney Sweeney is going to be playing one
Yeah.
of the characters.
And I think even with the Expedition 33, they do plan to expand the universe. So I don't know. I think there was either a movie or a book or comic or something. They're doing something to
That's awesome.
expand the universe, and I hope they do. Charlie Cox is the main voice actor. I think there's other pretty big names attached to this as well. But yeah, I mean, it is what everybody's talking about right now. It's super successful. I mean, I don't know. It's an indie game that sold 1 million copies, which is huge. I mean, 1 million copies in a week, which is huge. And then that
Yeah.
did not include the Game Pass stuff. Like that was just outside sales.
So do you think it caught on because of Game Pass, or like was there other
No, I
reasons?
think honestly,
that,
I think the reviews and the honestly the reviews it's reviewing so well that I think a lot of people picked it up because of that. And then yeah, Game Pass, and then now I think it's just word of mouth, right? Now I think it is in the zeitgeist that everybody's talking about it. So now it's going to
Yeah.
spread. It's going to keep spreading, and it's going to blow up. It's going to remind me of Balatro. Like that's what happened with Balatro. It was a lot of
Yeah.
word of mouth. Like there was not a ton of things that for it, and it was a lot of word of mouth. Speaking of, I talked to a coworker because I know he plays games on his phones. I told him to play Balatro, and he said
Oh,
he's been
no.
addicted. So
what happens? But I also learned that it's not Balatro. Like it's
It's
pronounced
Balatro to me.
differently.
It's Balatro to me.
But what is the correct way? It's
Oh, I
like
don't know. I think
Balatro, I
Balatro or
think is.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always
Yeah.
Balatro to me. But I actually love. Speaking of Game Pass, I love Game Pass. I've been able to discover some games, uh, like like this Expedition 33, Vampire Survivors. That was the first place I played that, and Lies of P. I found on Game Pass as well. And I like a lot of people are like, oh, you're just renting the games. I've bought Lies of P separately, and I've bought Vampire Survivors like 6 times. And I'm gonna buy Expedition 33, especially if it comes to Switch 2.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess you were the one that really wanted to bring up this conversation just because of the game right now. Like and what everyone is talking about, like this is the best turn-based uh game that we've had in a long time. Uh and obviously you've said that there's been others, but is there something that you think makes it completely different than what we've seen before, or is it just pretty much the same as like, if you've played one, you've played this as well?
No, I think every title is different. Like Persona and Metaphor, they play little bit different than uh, other JRPGs. And I think what is resonating with more people now for this one is the like the active, like the inputs, like the quick time events and the parry
Mm-hmm.
system, the dodge system. Because in most turn based games, you don't do that. I might be like wrong. I don't want to say for sure all turn based games you don't do that because I'm sure there are other turn based games that have active inputs to
Well, I was thinking,
actually.
isn't like Persona a big like game for that
Yeah, I just don't. I
with
never
time
really played
events?
Persona, so
Okay.
I don't know. I thought it was only just like turn based, straight up turn based, not really any counters or parries. Mario and Luigi has active inputs whenever
The new one or
all of them. So like you could press A or press a button to
yeah,
block,
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
or there's like brother moves where you could
Yep.
press a button. So yeah, it's not like I honestly think what is causing people to talk about this game is how impactful the opening is and how pretty it is. Like this game is gorgeous. And like I said, a lot of people when they think of turn-based games, they think of anime style games and
Mhm.
they might get turned off by that, but this is more of a western looking RPG.
Yeah, and I guess that's pretty cool because like if this is something that is catching your interest, then there's other games that you could branch out to and be like, I always heard about like Metaphor or Persona or whatever. Maybe I'll check that out as well.
Yeah, no, I hope it does. Like I hope this brings people back into turn-based combat because there's a lot of good games out there that are turn-based that
Hmm.
people I don't know if you've seen the post like over this past week because everybody's talking about this. Like they're like, I want to check it out, but it's turn-based.
Hmm.
I don't F with turn-based. There you go.
Okay,
Get the explicit tag
censoring
back.
ourselves again. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I've seen TikToks about it, and then like so the one TikTok I saw is he's like I'm not gonna play it because it's turn based, and he just got flamed in the comment section, and then maybe like a post or two later he's like I played it. You guys are right. this game, this game's great.
Oh, that's
So
pretty cool.
yeah, so if anybody listening is turned off by turn-based games, check this one out. It's Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Everybody's talking about it right now, so you can't really miss it. But yeah, I mean, even say Xenoblade, it's not really turn-based. It's more real time. Oh, I guess it's real time. But like you're not choosing an attack, waiting to attack, and then they attack back. You're kind of they're attacking and you're attacking at the same time, but it's
Hmm.
not like your typical action game. It's not like Assassin's Creed or Spider Man or something where you're just like pressing a
Wouldn't that
button.
be weird if that is how real life worked, is just as a turn-based like game. If you got into
Okay,
a
you
fight,
go and you go and you go.
yeah.
There's also another. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like other Western-looking turn-based games, and it's hard. Most of them are like Japanese. They're mostly JRPGs. Like I can't think of
Yeah.
RPGs that are turn-based that are not JRPGs.
Hmm.
One of my favorite like JRPGs was Tokyo Mirage Sessions. That game's
Oh yeah.
awesome. It's
That's
just
is that like a spin-off of
it's Shin
uh
Megami Tensei
yeah.
and
Yeah.
Fire Emblem,
Okay.
and it is turn based. But I just remember it being so like flashy and cool. It's just cool.
Hmm.
So Tokyo Mirage Sessions, it's on Switch. Check it out. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, this comes up every year whenever we get a turn-based game. It's like, oh, this is the turn-based game that maybe turn-based games are coming back. And it's like you have to branch out, man. You gotta play more than just your typical
Yeah.
AAA Call of Duty slop, you know.
I just hope that oh my god, excuse me. Hold on. Um I just hope that happens with like Metroid.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Like
need more
Metroidvanias,
first-person scanners, you
they're
know?
scammers. We need more
Scammers,
first
yeah,
person
yeah.
scammers. Uh no, like Metroidvanias are just so fun in general. Like Metroid, where it all came from, is like if you just give it a chance, it's I can understand like the headache of backtracking and then trying to find the power up and whatever, but like to me that's what's satisfying about it is once you do find that power up and you're like, oh, I know where I can use this, and then you have to backtrack to that one area, and then like the rest of the game just opens up because you haven't seen anything else after that. I love those kind of moments. And so I really hope that, and I think the closest that we maybe have ever gotten to like people being interested in Metroidvanias is Silk Song. But I'm sorry, Hollow Knight.
What
Silk
is
Song doesn't
Silksong? Never heard
exist.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it is kind of wild to think that people have played Hollow Knight or other Metroidvanias and never played Metroid.
yeah,
That's weird.
yeah.
That's wild to think. I'm hoping like I mean I think Metroid Prime 4 is going to be phenomenal. I have no doubt that it's going to be a phenomenal game. Like it's going to be great. I don't know what it needs to do in order to break through its typical audience, right? You'll probably get
Hmm.
your 3 million that they usually do for Metroid.
Hmm.
But like how do you get it to be like in the zeitgeist like Expedition 33 is right now? Like
Online.
what Yeah, I know, but like
No,
what do
no,
they
I'm
need to
saying
do?
have an online
Have
mode.
an online mode? I feel
Yeah,
like they
that's
would
how
have
you get
showed it.
people
I feel like
interested.
they would have showed it already. I don't know. But I guess we
Nah,
don't even know when
save
that's coming out. So,
save it for the June direct.
yeah, we don't know when it's coming out. The I mean all the previews are saying it's fantastic. So, I just maybe if they fix the map. The map in Metroid Prime games I feel like is kind of cumbersome to deal with. That weird like 3D,
Yeah.
it doesn't work well. I would rather them like somehow make it the 2D map, but
Yeah.
I know it's the 3D map in Metroid Prime 4. They've shown it. But I hope it's not as like hard to navigate. That's the one thing I don't like about Metroid Prime 1 at least is the map is like so confusing because you're like trying to navigate this 3D map and there's no like it's just hard to navigate. Uh, and hopefully like you don't have to scan everything. Like that would really slow down the
What, like, would they
honestly,
just indicate what is the important things to scan, and then the rest you just
yeah,
can
just like
pass over?
honestly I think what would really help them is boss fights. Like if there's a really cool boss fight in the game, like that could sell online. Like if somebody posts a video of it and people are like, oh man, I want to either play that boss fight or, see what other bosses are in this game.
Yeah.
Because that's honestly like, so there, I started playing this game called First Berserker Kazan, and I was seeing a lot of people play it on TikTok, and they were facing bosses, and I'm like, I have to try this. Like these bosses are really really cool. Like I hope, like I want to try it out myself. So I'm hoping there are some like really cool boss fights in the Metroid series. Like if those could kind of go viral, maybe they will be picked up by the general audience.
Yeah, I mean, I can think of Metroid Dread and some of the boss fights that you encounter in that game. Like, there were some pretty cool surprises. And the way that you interacted with the bosses, too. Like, I don't know if you remember, but like, you would fight the boss and then it would kind of turn into a cutscene. And then, or there were like quick time events, I guess.
Yeah, even
Um,
that first boss, it was like
yeah.
really cool. Like with the, I think it
She
had
does
like
like a flip
yeah,
in
flip,
between like
yeah,
the tail. Yeah.
yeah, and the fun. I mean, I know people wouldn't want to see the final boss fight, but the final boss fight in Metroid Dread is so good. It's super
So
hard,
good
but
and
it's
difficult. Yeah.
yeah, it's super hard, but it's so good. I think the Kraid fight. I wish they honestly. I wish Nintendo did not spoil that fight.
Yeah.
Like they put
Yeah.
it in the trailer. That would have been a nice surprise to not have there. Uh,
Uh,
but yeah, stuff like that. But now I'm saying that your boss fights sell it. So, but maybe
yeah,
like
that's
like
yeah, it's true.
like a non boss, like if they show Ridley, like that's gonna be like, I don't really want to see that. I
Yeah.
want to stumble upon him myself. But if it's just like some random boss, like out in the wild, like that would be cool to see.
Hmm.
I mean, I feel the same way with like Prince of Persia, the new Prince of Persia that came out. They had some pretty cool
Yeah.
boss fights in that game,
Yeah.
and I think the one that sold me was like the Chimera fight. I thought that was cool.
Hmm.
But yeah,
So
I
I
don't.
guess going back on topic, do you have a preference for what you prefer? Do you like the turn based or do you like the live action or
I
not live
definitely,
action, but you know what I mean?
I think I prefer action combat to a point. Like some of my favorite games are the Dark Souls games. Um, I feel like they're more. You could do more things with those games. You could make a build that suits your play style. Um, but like for other just action games, kind of like Spider-Man and I would say Assassin's Creed, where you're just kind of hitting one button over and over again, that's not that exciting to me. Like Musu games get so boring so fast because it's just one button that you just keep pressing.
I mean, I get it. I don't know. I enjoyed the only Muso game that I've played was Age of Calamity, and I played that with Hannah. And so like together we had fun playing it, and like one person goes off on this area and the other person has to go off in this area, and so you're not fighting together, but you have to be able to like complete uh those like missions, I guess, before you can come together. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think even though it is pressing the same button over and over, there's not a guarantee that you are going to uh, get through it. It's a David and Goliath situation. I guess
Yeah.
that's not even a good example. It's more like 300.
Or like a 1,000 or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah. 300 they lose.
that's true.
But yeah, I don't know, like the spammy games I'm not a fan of. So if you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, it's like that's kind of boring. But if you have mechanics in there that are like, dodging, parrying, um different types of attacks like magic or just, I mean, the way I usually play Dark Souls games is I get a big sword and just just bonk. I just bonk with big
Uh-huh.
sword. I just level
Yep.
up strength and bonk. I don't do these like builds that some people do that have like all magic or like bleed build. No, it's just big sword and bonk.
Uh-huh.
It's
I
fun to
feel
me.
like you
That's
need
fun to me.
big sword and bonk. That is
It's kind of why I
feel
like
like that
Like
it needs to be
Zelda.
put on a t-shirt or something.
Like Zelda has you know, there's some things that you can do. You know, you have the flurry attack. You get to change up your weapons every now and then. Well, you have to change up your weapons because they break.
Right.
You could also use your different abilities during combat, which I always thought was fun. So you're not just spamming the attack button. You could use bow and arrow. I don't know. Zelda's, yeah. I think I'm thinking of what games that I actually beat, and it's mainly like action games, not I don't even, what do you call it? Turn based versus what? Real time?
You, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So the games that I beat, I don't beat a lot of turn based games. Another thing that's like a turn off for turn-based games is a lot of the battles are super long. Like they just
Hmm.
go on forever.
Especially if you get down to the final boss, which is like I get kind of the tradition of it, but there's like usually three phases,
Yeah.
and then if you die on that third phase, you got to start the whole thing over
Yeah.
again.
That's the one thing that I do not like at all is when there's something like that where you know there should be like a checkpoint during the boss or something.
Hmm.
Uh I don't mind bosses having multiple phases, but if it gets to be too much, like if there's you know, if the fight is going on for like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, like, man, it's a long fight. And if I lose, I'm going to have to redo this whole thing. That sucks.
Yeah, but I guess that's kind of what you do with Souls-like games anyway, right?
Yeah. I mean, you tend to learn the patterns. Like, actually, yeah, sometimes I get stuck on bosses for hours. So I guess it's like a puzzle to me, though. I like those type of games where
Hmm.
you learn the patterns of the boss. And I'm assuming it's probably the same thing with like turn-based games where you learn what attacks work the best or what attacks they're gonna do.
Yeah, it's just different because one is like in action, while the other one is just like click a button. This is my move. Now I
Yeah,
gotta wait and see what they do. So then you gotta strategize. Okay, well they just did this, so I'm gonna do this. But then like in a Souls-like game, everything is happening all at once. That you, like you said, you do kind of figure out the patterns and you know figure it out from there.
and that's what I like about like this Expedition 33 game. There are some fights that I didn't. There's some optional bosses that are pretty tough, like in the beginning. So yeah, I'd have to do them like a few times, like 3 or 4 times. But you learn the patterns of their attacks, and you learn like what their weaknesses are, and what combination of thing you should do, and that is satisfying to learn the different patterns. But if I have to just face the same enemy over and over again with like not changing anything up, I mean, I guess that's on me. I guess I'm just being stupid and not changing anything. Um, but I do enjoy learning patterns. It's like a puzzle.
Uh-huh.
I like puzzle games. That's probably why. Um, but yeah, I think there's a place for all types of games in the gaming industry, and I think there are a lot of turn-based games that are successful. There are a lot of real-time action games that are not successful. So it's weird that like we judge like a whole genre of games because like one game flops or one game isn't uh, as good as all these other games.
Well, I don't even think it's that. It's not even that like a game flops or it's not as good. It's kind of what you were saying earlier is that we just don't even give them a chance.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and
like if you gave it a chance, maybe you would learn that like, oh, these games are actually really good.
yeah, and I feel like that's how like people have. what their taste in games are, like what their favorite genres are. They tend not to stray away from that. Like a lot of people play first person shooters,
Yeah.
and that's their favorite type of game. That's fine. Whatever, that's fine. Or they like sports games. That's fine too. Like whatever you like. But I think there's something there for everybody. And to say that like turn-based games, they're making a comeback, or this might be the turn-based game that actually matters when all these other turn-based games are still out and like people enjoy them and play them. It's just
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part for me when I'm like watching a direct or a presentation, um, or PlayStation. What is theirs? The
PlayStation.
Play?
Oh man, I
No.
don't know.
Yeah,
State of play, state of play.
State of Play. There it is. Any of those, and people are like upset that they didn't see anything for them. It's like, I bet you there was something for you. You just have to try it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how when the farm. I remember that in that infamous farming sim direct when there was like 4 or 5
Mm,
farming
yep.
sims in.
After Animal Crossing,
Yeah.
New
Yeah,
Horizons.
maybe I'm not a fan of farming sims, but there are a lot of people that are fans of farming sims out there. So why it's so hard to like judge games in a genre that you don't, I would say you don't understand. I don't know about don't like because you don't try it, right? You just don't understand. Like there
Mhm.
probably are, and I'm hoping it, like you said, I think more people will try other turn-based games because they like this one.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll try Metaphor and Persona and all those types of games because they like this one game. I hope so. I mean, that's how you branch out. Like, if somebody is just playing Call of Duty all the time, that's all they're going to know. And, if they try something else, maybe they'll learn something new about themselves. Maybe they'll understand that they like other things as well.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like the argument that you see with like movies is right now there's just it's another superhero movie or it's another sequel or a reboot or
Another accountant
whatever.
movie.
Yeah. Which did you like it?
No,
It was bad.
I did not like it because there wasn't that much accounting in it. Like the first one, like he did accounting stuff. Like
Yeah, it was like all over the office.
yeah, he
He
did
like
accounting stuff.
mark
He was like
yeah.
reviewing, profit and loss statements and balance sheet stuff. This one, he like didn't do anything. He mentioned like tax return like once, and that was it. And I'm like, come on, man. I like it was just like they were trying to be John Wick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that's not what I'm trying to get out of this movie. Like we
You're like,
already have
I need
all
numbers
those.
now.
I need the numbers, man. I really enjoyed the first. I really enjoyed the first account. We watched it before. I mean, we watched it before the second one came out years and years ago. But that was I didn't
Yeah.
remember it, so we just watched it like a couple weekends ago, and I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty good. That was actually enjoyable.
I think so. We did the same thing. We just watched it a couple weeks ago, and then I kind of messaged you, or I responded to one of your posts, and I was like, maybe it's because I'm not an accountant, but I did not understand that movie.
And I wonder, like I was talking to, I told Kelsey that, and I'm like, I wonder if that's why they changed the second one because people didn't understand what he was doing. So they're like, all
But
right,
they
we're
made a
gonna,
sequel, so they must have.
but they're like, all right, let's not even do that. It's John Wick now. It's John Wick again.
With the
Which
Punisher.
which I like John Wick. I like John Wick movies, but like that is
Yeah.
not. That's not what I wanted this movie to be. I wanted him to do accounting stuff.
But
But
I also
no.
wonder like how the movie would have affected me if I didn't know that John Bernthal was the brother, because I've been seeing all of these trailers for Accountant 2.
Oh yeah, it's like now it's with his brother.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like watching the first one, I'm like, Oh, I know how
Well, I
this
mean,
is gonna play
it
out
was
now.
it was pretty obvious, like the whole time. Spoilers for the first Accountant movie: the Punisher is his brother.
But anyway, going back to it, like I feel like it's kind of that same argument where it's just like the reboot, the sequels, and all of that, and they're like, why aren't they making original movies? And then they do, and then nobody sees the original movie, and we're just back at square one again.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like this year for gaming is kind of incredible. Like the games that have come out so far are amazing. And I feel like a lot of people don't see that because they're not the type of games that they're looking for, right? They're not their well, I guess GTA will come out, but they're not their big titles, but like there's Kingdom
Yeah,
Come
drop some of them because I've been in like dad mode for the past 5 months, so I'm pretty like far away from anything like gaming right now.
Yeah, I mean there's Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which is another massive RPG that's made by like an indie studio that's fantastic. It's more like a realistic medieval style game. It's not turn based. It's action, but that's fantastic. I'm assuming that's going to come to the Switch too because the first one came to the Switch, so that will be there. Split Fiction is apparently really
Mm-hmm.
good. I haven't played it. I'm not a huge. I don't really know much. I don't. I wouldn't really have anybody to play with. I guess that's the thing. But that's also coming
Really,
to Switch too.
you did you never try like It Takes Two with
No,
Kelsey? It won't happen.
no. No. That's not the no. She won't want to play it.
It's worth a try, I think.
No, she's more like she'll play Mario Kart and Call of Duty, but she won't play
Hmm,
that.
okay.
Then there's a Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Wilds came out. That's fantastic. Now we have this obscure Expedition 33. That's really good. Um, Oblivion Remastered just came out. There's so much stuff. Avowed came out
Hmm.
a couple months. There's a lot. Actually, there's a lot of RPGs. I don't know if there's anything else other than RPGs that came out this year. But yeah, I think for the first 4 months of the year, it's pretty dang good. Like there's a there's some games that are definitely going to be considered for game of the year. Like Split Fiction, Monster Hunter might get a nod. I don't know.
Yeah.
And now this Expedition 33, and then we have Mario Kart coming up. We have Metroid hopefully this year. We have Pokemon hopefully is okay, and Donkey Kong is probably gonna be really good.
Yeah.
Madden on Switch 2.
Hopefully
Game
it
of the
runs well.
year.
How much
I think this year's pretty.
gigabytes is that up?
What?
How many gigabytes is that taking up?
Oh, it's like 59. Dude, that's the one thing I'm worried about. I'm not worried. I mean, yeah, I'm definitely worried about it. But we're going to run out of space so fast.
Hmm.
Even if you get physical. Even if you get physical. I mean, physical, right? It's the game
Yeah.
keys. So, like Madden is 60 gigs or 50 something gigs. Even if you buy a physical, it's 50 something gigs.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk is on the card. Are you going to get
Yeah.
Cyberpunk?
I would like to try it.
It has the DLC. That's another.
I think that's what's going to be exciting for me with Switch 2 is like, for anyone that doesn't know, I just have Nintendo consoles, and not because that's what I like am choosing to do. It's just that's the way I grew up, and money. It's like everything is expensive, so it will be nice to experience some of these games that maybe I didn't get the chance to, and hopefully they run pretty well on Switch too.
Yeah, I think they'll be. I think Cyberpunk for sure. I think should be fine because it is on Steam Deck and it's like deck verified. So I think it runs pretty good. Same with like Elden Ring. Anything that is deck verified will be fine for the Switch too.
Yeah.
Like Street Fighter should be fine. Apparently, that's going to be really good. Oh, Bravely Default, another turn-based RPG that
Yeah.
people love. People
Hmm.
love Bravely Default. I've never played it, but I know it was like it's like a cult classic, at least from the 3DS era.
Yeah, and they just like put up a post about it today, right? To like pre-order it.
I think so.
Yeah.
But that's another game key. Another here's another tangent. These third parties are going to make me buy their games again if I want the Switch 2 version, which is so annoying. Like Sonic Generations, there's no upgrade path for Switch 2.
I don't know why you keep doing this, but you keep saying path instead of pack.
I
You've
don't know.
done
I just call it.
Yeah, you've done
Well,
it the past couple of like episodes, and
I think
and
that's
I
what they
thought
call it.
like,
I think that's what they called it on like PlayStation or something. They didn't
okay,
call it a pack. It sounds better as a path. I don't know.
because
I don't know. It's just easier to say. I always forget to say pack. But yeah, at least for that one and Hogwarts Legacy, you have to buy them again.
oh
I'm worried that that's going to be a very common sentiment for third party games, which sucks.
yeah.
Like I don't want to pay $70 again for Mortal Kombat 1.
Well, I mean, you can make the content around it.
Yeah, I know. I will do a comparison. Yeah, but as a non-content creator who can't make their
Yeah,
money back, like I would not want to
yeah,
do that.
yeah.
Uh but yeah, trying to get back to the turn-based versus just action.
Yeah.
Um
I'm
yeah,
trying.
I
I'm
think I
trying
think
to
the
like
more
just let you talk as much as I can, because anytime that I talk is like, oh, I'm about to have a coughing attack again.
I
But
think the moral of the story is give these things a shot. Like give them a chance. Give games a chance. If it looks interesting, I mean, if it looks interesting to you, if it looks like something that you might like, just give it a chance, and maybe you do like it.
yeah,
And I'm thinking like not just with this game with the Expedition, but with all these other games that like Metaphor and Persona and Baldur's Gate is a big example of this. Like I'm sure that introduced a lot more people to that type of gameplay, to that turn-based type of gameplay that
hmm
that they didn't expect to like, but they do. And so if it's something that it looks interesting to you, like don't get turned off by the battle mechanics. Um, but I do understand that it like buying a game to try out kind of sucks if you don't like it.
yeah. Do you think, just because I'm thinking about it, do you think a game is more successful when it's just like out of the blue, everyone is talking about it, or is it more successful when people know ahead of time about the game and they're like waiting for it?
I mean, I think for a new IP, like this Expedition 33 is a new IP. I think it's better when it goes like viral on social media.
Hmm.
But I mean, it sold 1 million copies, which is huge for an indie game.
Yeah,
But like if Grand Theft Auto sells 1 million copies, that'll be a massive failure.
right.
But everybody knows about Grand Theft Auto. They know it's going to come out this year, and it's going to sell, you know, 20 million units in the first year or whatever.
Have they given a release date, or
I don't think
was it just
so.
the release year?
I
Okay.
think it's just a year. But say like Mario Kart sells 1 million copies, that's another failure. And everybody knows about that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, these like smaller titles, we've seen it happen actually fairly often recently with social media. Like they blow up because all the content that is being made about it. Like Fall Guys was the big proponent of that. It blew
Yeah.
up because and Among Us blew up because of social media, and Fortnite
Yeah.
blew up because of social media. So like
Yeah.
I think it's I think you could be successful. It's hard to be a new IP and like a new indie IP. Must be really hard to get any traction. Like there are games releasing 20, 30 games releasing a day.
Yeah.
So to be able to be successful as an indie with a new IP, that's huge.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping, you know, I'm hoping it continues to grow, and I hope more people. It not only about the turn-based stuff, but maybe this exposes more people to indie games.
Hmm.
Like they're like, oh man, indie games, an indie game. An indie studio made this game. Like when you
Yeah.
look at it, you don't think indie game. Like just the graphics alone. Like there's no way this is like a AAA 100 million budget game. Oh, it's made by
But it's
30
not.
people. It's made by 30 people.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah. So it's really cool when something like, when something happens like this. So hopefully they support indie devs more and support these types of games because
Not only that, like the studio itself now is like blown up, and they probably get a second opportunity to put out either a sequel or just a completely new IP, and like they have a name for themselves now.
yeah, yeah, it's huge. And hopefully they keep the same. Like there's hopefully they're not one hit wonder.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of like Silk Song. We don't know how good it's gonna be. It's been like
Or
eight
if it
years.
this
I mean, I
that
doubt it's
is
gonna be bad, but like you never know. Like their next game could
yeah.
be terrible.
I don't want to talk about it because I feel like it's kind of the opposite of what we've been trying to say about indie games, but that is one where I'm like, is it too late? Like, will people still care? Will they play it? Will they enjoy
I
it?
don't. I
But
don't
like,
think. I don't think that. I don't think they're gonna have a problem selling that game. It's gonna be like, is it what people wanted?
yeah,
I think it will be fine. I mean, they've been cooking it for so long. Oh, Hades 2.
yeah,
Fantastic game.
amazing. Well, I mean, I haven't played Hades 2, but like, are you saying Hades also or Hades
No,
2,
Hades.
the
So
new
Hades
game?
is phenomenal, and
Yes.
I've played the early access of Hades 2, and I'm fairly confident it is going to be phenomenal as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, Supergiant Games, right? That's what makes it Supergiant.
Yep.
All their
Yep.
games, fantastic. Like you should definitely check out. I think Transistor,
Bastion.
Bastion. Yeah, Supergiant Games, fantastic. We're talking about
Yeah.
indie developers again.
Yeah. I had one person who was playing Hades, and then because they loved Hades so much, they decided that they wanted to play Slay the Spire.
Oh yeah, no, that's kind of turn based. It's like a deck building game.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Indie games. There's some good turn based games. Um, and there's definitely different types of indie games. Yeah, I guess the my we're over an hour and 10. I don't want to hold you too much later because you're not feeling well. But I think my sentiment is like this turn based. I like turn based style. I also like different types of genres like deck building, like Slay the Spire. Like there are some
Yeah.
really cool deck building games. Um, I really hope Ballionaire comes to the Switch too, which is like I don't know a pachinko game. I don't even know how to describe that game. It's like
I would love to play that game.
it's so addicting. It better come to the Switch too. I'm gonna
Is
Google
it
it right
only on
now.
Steam right now?
As far as I know,
Okay. Like, I
Ballionaire.
wonder. Yeah, I'm gonna see if it's on like Apple Arcade. because that game looks so much fun.
It is. It is. Okay, this is
But
from 4 months ago. Oh, shoot.
no, I don't have it.
It's a physics-based roguelike ball game.
But I think pachinko is probably the best way to explain it.
It's like, well, the maker of Balatro recommended it, so it's good. It's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
addicting. It is kind of like, I want to say it's not like Balatro. All right, it's not like Balatro. It's not a card game. But yeah, I think my final thoughts is just try, if a game looks like cool to you, if even if you don't like that type of game normally, just like give it a shot, and maybe you'll find something out about yourself that you like that type of game that you didn't know about.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. I wish I had more of a input in that I was like yelling at you more this episode. Um, which I mean, I didn't have really anything to yell at you about, but anyway, where can where can people find you?
I'm Johnny Bo everywhere: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and the Nintendo podcast. And I think maybe listeners are going to be happy that it's a more chill episode than it was last week.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. I mean, it was really fun. I don't know if we gave a shout out to Drip and Jeeb, but those guys are awesome. They're crazy. They're real, and that's what I really like about them. Um, and they don't hold back either, which is really nice. They just yeah, they complement each other. So if you haven't listened to it, give it a listen. If you want, it's a little spicy, but yeah, you can find me on like Twitter, Blue Sky, I guess, Cheesy C64, CheeZyC 64, and the Nintendo Powercast. Uh, but yeah, Johnny, close this out, man.
Yeah, play Clair Obscure Expedition 33. Thank me later.